by. Don't forget to smash the like button on this video so we can gain more traction. If you like what I'm about, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Once you do that, bang on the bell button, select the all option so you're notified when next I'm on the live stream or when I upload a pre-recorded content, okay? So for those that are watching for the first time, welcome to Say It Like It Is. It's basically a segment. It's pretty eclectic. I talk about topics that are eclectic, that affect us, particularly as Black folks, and with the hope of us learning, at least one thing during the course of every upload or live stream, all right? So let's get the show started. What's up, Z? What's going on, people? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Let's see who is online so we can get the show cracking. I'm all right, thanks. Dodo. Or is it Dodo? Dodo. Why, go on. I'm all right, man. What's up, Aaron? David Osilaja. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Right, let's get cracking. Greetings, Sophia from Canada. What's up, Lino? What's up, brother? So, now, today's show was basically prompted by the email that I received from a sister, one of the wonderful people that that watch my numerous people that watch my channel. So she basically shared something that's a bit, devastating. Now, that's a bit devastating to her, that happened recently. So that prompted this show. All right. Now, so the sister works here in the UK. All right. And she talks about, plenty of Black folks watching this, you'll be familiar with this. So she talks about workplace, workplace connivance, workplace politics that stemmed out of, discrimination, ill treatment. According to the email she sent me, it started, bit by bit, where she'll put something in the fridge at work. They will move it from the top shelf to the bottom shelf for no reason. It's like a woodpecker type of behavior. They keep doing those things to psychologically attack this lady, to sort of get her to explode, and whereby she possibly will be labeled as being aggressive and, an aggressive and intimidating Black woman, according to the email. So she would speak to her line manager, right? And then the line manager would say stuff like, you need to cheer up. You need to learn to be more accommodating, like sort of like in a joking manner. Oh, they were just, just your work colleagues type of thing. So every of her concerns were swept under the carpet, were suppressed and stuff. So, but she made a very important point. She said in the workplace, she had, at least, if you can see me, you can hear me, please smash the like button, smash that like button, right? So, thank you, subliminal bullying, bloody gaslighting and all that. Now, so as I was saying, all of these carried on. The line manager refused to, deal with it properly. And it was building up. It was quite emotionally draining. It affected the delivery of this woman. Now, she made a point I was going to say earlier, that in the workplace, there were like, it's like a 5-level building. So on the top floor were the directors, and on the topmost floor were the directors and all that stuff, right? The top management. And I think before them, you had the HR and, the payroll and all that. So her floor, open plan, typical open plan office and all that. She said she had about 5 black colleagues that they were quite close. She believed they were quite close. You know, they did things together. They would go to lunch together Friday after work. Sometime she actually said 2 of them had occasions out of the workplace that she attended, like naming ceremony, even a marriage. You know, she thought, you know, they had bonded over time. So then there was a time that this woman went on holiday, traveled to Africa, right? And then before she came back from Africa back to the UK, the whole office connivance and all that had gone full blown. A lot of things had been said behind her. So by the time she came back to the office from a vacation, right, and she got pulled up by the same line manager that refused to document her concerns and handle it properly, swept it on the carpet, and then, oh, can I have a word? Then she got pulled up, and then they came up with all these bogus allegations. First of all, about they were trying to wrap things about like a data breach around her, like she shouldn't have accessed some files, and he was like becoming really serious. And then they had, before she knew it, he had gone to like senior management level, and she was like, "Whoa, I went into so folder to get so document." And the manager was basically saying, "Oh, you should have asked me for authorization." And he said, "No, such and such said the information that I needed to complete a particular piece of work was in that folder, and you know, I went in there to get it, and that's, you know, that was the only time. I'm sure if you do it for forensic trace, you know, you've got IT and all that. But anyways, there's quite a lot of allegations. So in the mix was the same guy, uh, persons that she's been complaining about. They had turned around and said, oh, she was quite aggressive towards them. They felt uncomfortable working around this lady, blah, blah, blah. Now, check this out. So she said, Franklin, the first day when this happened, I ran to the toilet. I was in tears. I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. You know, she told me that she, you know, she's a single mom. She had separated from her husband. Unfortunately, you know, that happens. So the only sort of people she could turn to were the other 4 or 5 black colleagues, right? That she thought they had bonded. There was a meeting that was slated that she had to go in and speak to HR, and she didn't know what to do. And then she asked 1 or 2 of them, or about 2 or 3 of them, nicely, because you know they ask you that you can bring a friend or someone to support you during the course of the meeting. She said, hey man, you know, all of these things are happening. Do you mind coming into the meeting with me, at least just to, you know, be like a witness and stuff? You know, all of this is overwhelming for me and all that. And the lady said, Franklin, I got the shock of my life, because two of them were like, ah, yeah, no problem. The other 3, they just distanced themselves, and she was left hanging. They distanced themselves totally. And the next thing, she found out that they were already talking about her, you know, to the other person. They didn't want to be identified with this lady. Some may argue that, oh, they didn't want to sabotage their paycheck. And she said, even a couple of her white colleagues at work were like, wait, aren't you friends with such and such and so? I thought you guys were really, really, really cool, like brothers and sisters type of thing. And how come they can't even be there for you? Like, this was 2 other white colleagues just being observant, right? Without being told anything. Like, wow, it's quite shocking. So the lady said that behavior in itself just exacerbated, you know, her feeling, the terrible feeling she was dealing with. She couldn't cope mentally. She felt alone in the middle of nowhere. The people that looked like her skin folks now, had turned their backs on her. They had no misunderstandings. They were good up until that point. Hey, man, do you mind, you know, you guys, this is what I'm going through. I don't know what's going on. This looks like a gang up. This looks like a connivance against me. Please, can you, 1 or 2 of you, help me, you know, to come to the HR meeting so you can at least help me be witnesses and all that stuff. And they refused. not just refused, they were already saying all sorts of nasty things about this lady behind her back, and all that. Basically, there's also disunity among other races. Dele, shut up. I'm going to say that to you. Shut up. Okay? Shut up. Don't be a gatekeeper. I'm going to block your black behind. You should know me by now. All right? That's the problem with you black folks. You come here with your nonsense. There's also disunity. No, if there was Olympics for disunity, black people will clear the tables. All right? You must be dead ignorant to type that. There's also disunity among other races. Black folks, you must not know the community you come from. That's the problem with you black people. What you don't even understand is there are you see other races, white folks, every other race's community, they thoroughly understand the behavioral pattern of black people. You understand me? Other races, they will look at you and they laugh at you because they recognize our problems. You can bury your head in the sand and, say any nonsense and be in denial. Instead of you to pay attention, let me finish talking. Look, I still got bullet points that I'm going to go through here. I'm just starting off the show with the lady's story. I've got loads of bullet points, look, to talk about. You jump the gun, in other communities. The black community that you think we have is actually an illusion. We don't have one. And you are proving the point. So, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. So, as I was saying, the lady, they threw her on the train tracks and, things got really bad. Eventually, she was able to get legal help and she found out they were talking all sort of crap about her, and it was really, really bad. And, she said it left a major, psychological scarring in her, and she ended up, leaving that workplace. It got really toxic. So she was like, Phrankleen, you just made me hate. Thank you, feature. Please turn on. Oh, yeah, it's on there, man. Kevin, there is the super chat button. If you want to donate, you can click on that. Click on that and you can do a super chat and donate during the live stream. So anyway, I read the woman's story and I know that behavior too well. Ooh, why do you think? Can I donate with PayPal? Yeah, there's a link, a PayPal link in the description area of the video. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So, I appreciate you, brother. Why do you think they have, even during the times of slavery, they have the house Negroes, they have the field Negroes, okay? The house Negroes are the ones that are always pandering to the oppressors, The field Negroes, they face much more harsher conditions and, the brains are on steroids, they sleep with one eye open because they face the harshest of conditions. The field Negroes are always pandering. Oh, the master gives me sleeps. Oh, the master gives me food. Oh, the master is so nice to me. Oh, the master is so lovely. Oh, the master is amazing. They love their oppressors, and they are the ones that they will throw their own kind on the train tracks. They don't care. They will sabotage you in 3, 2, 1, just so they can get a pat on the head from the oppressors, just so they can move up in ranks. They don't do that unity thing. And if you bring this to the recent times, sadly, it's the behavior that's still prevalent in this day and age. And it's sad This, like I was saying earlier, whilst I understand, oh, you find this unity, oh, me, other communities. No, we are notorious for this. That's why I've got my note here. I've got bullet points. This lady said this experience, she cried. It was so painful. For those that have been watching me for quite some time, I've talked about this. How is this linked to slavery? It's about toxic workplace. Oh, of course, it is linked to slavery. The behavior, it dates back. Okay? Toxic workplace or no toxic workplace. Let me respond to you. Who is that? Shagun Gundele. Let me respond to you. It's not about toxic workplace alone. It's the behavior of black folks. You understand me? If you are somewhere, the behavior of a sellout, it's in a lot of black folks. If ordinarily, just somebody trying to find out about your business, Shagun, right? It be your own kind. I'm not talking about if somebody's been hunted for by the police, you've broken the law, you've killed someone, and then the police are looking for you for murder. That's totally different, right? Let's say somebody's trying to just sniff into your life and they're fishing or they're just trying to get in your business. It be your own kind that will sell you out in 3, 2, 1. Go in their Chinese community, their restaurants, their gatherings. You cannot penetrate them. Do you understand what I'm saying about the default setting of those people? You cannot go into the Pakistani community and have them just lousily telling on each other. Never. That doesn't mean they are 100% perfect. They're happy all the time. They have the disagreements. Oh, come on, man. We're humans. But there is a code of conduct. There is a code of practice. I've lived in the UK for donkey years, right? Every time you watch like immigration programs on TV, right, where you have like, say, UK immigration department go and bust like a Chinese restaurant or like a house full of Chinese people. I'm just giving an example, or Asians living illegally and stuff. You would realize that it's always a whistleblower from outside of their community. You would never find anyone within that network that will sell them out. They take the same mindset into doing business together, into building economically, and into, thank you, Chukuma, into getting money together, building empires together. That's why they can have Chinatown here in the UK. They have Chinatown in the heart of London. They have the Chinese have Chinatown in the US. That's why they can build communities together. You understand me? And the reason I referred to slavery times is, if you don't know, the oppressors, they have age-old data on us. It's a psychological breakdown of behavioral pattern. They know. They know. Do you understand me? They know. Very few. I always say this thing. The pathway of integrity is a lonely one, all right? The pathway of integrity is a lonely one, right? A lot of our folks, they really don't understand the concept of integrity, the concept of building together. No. We are the first. Even on my channel here, for example, we come, you see, do you know the number of emails I get? If I tell you now, just for creating YouTube content, I have a death threat from fellow black folks just because they disagree with your submission. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? I'm not infringing on anyone's fundamental human right. I'm not stopping them from making money. I'm not stopping them from existing as a human being. I'm not stopping them from living their lives. Some of them will come here, they get really disruptive. I've had tons. Some of them, I block them, I just disregard. If I wanted to make trips to local police station, they probably would have banned me from the police station by now. Oh, Mr. Woody, I hear you come again. Yeah. Some of them will come cursing, and these days, because I'm into African spirituality, there was one guy that came into my inbox just started insulting me. Ekpe. I went into my afoshe. Ekpe ni mo fun. Ogun lo ma pa ẹ́ dànù tọmọtọmọ. He didn't come back. I typed it in red color, in caps lock. Ekpe lo ma pa ogbo ìdílé ẹ. That's what I give them now. Take them before. Nǹkan tó ma pa wọ́n dànù. Why do you do that? It be your own kind. They don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see you be happy. They just don't black on black amongst ourselves. Beef. You have a little bit of coins in your back pocket. It be your own brothers. It be your own sisters. They are beefing. There are people that all they are looking for every day is just to see you fail. There is so much that we can do together, man. Therein lies our power. There is so much. Look at this woman. She's told me, she said, Phrankleen, I cried for weeks. It was so painful. I felt like my life was going to come to an end. I know that behavior too much. I understand toxic workplace culture, right? But I'm telling you, man, as I'm sat here, I'm not saying this for self-aggrandizement, but if I was in the workplace and I can see a colleague that's been unfairly targeted, you know, Collins, thank you for the super chat. The least you can do for someone is, you know, you sit in the meeting with your colleague and lend them that moral support. What does it take from you? What does it take from you? What does it take? You know, because if your friend is being drilled by the human resources, they want to potentially take their daily bread away. That woman's daily bread, from that daily bread, she takes care of her children, right? From that daily bread, she pays her rent, mortgage, car finance, she pays her bills, you dig. And the only time I'm going to remove myself from a situation, if it's blatant, if it's bloody obvious that, oh, okay, you're absolutely in the wrong here. Let's say you assaulted someone, you've broken the law. Hey, bro, listen, man, I'm sorry it's turned out this way, but you're going to have to face the music on this one. That's totally different. I'm not going to fling my shit and start, defending the indefensible. No. But the fact that it's in us as a default setting just to turn our backs on each other, it's amazing. Now, let's go to my bullet points without further ado, right? Give me a second, man. I'm going to talk about when I go through these bullet points, I'm going to talk about a couple of solutions that I put down as well. So bullet point number 1, attitudes and behaviors that reinforce the status quo have never gained us full rights and privileges. And talks about that bullet point, talks about the disunity. How are you not sure it's not blatant? That's mere. So as I was saying, attitudes and behaviors that reinforce status quo have never gained us full rights and privileges. What do I mean by that? The attitude that we have amongst ourselves, that prime attitude, which is the disunity. And another thing that makes it worse is those black folks, amongst black folks, within ourselves, amongst ourselves, that are very arrogant. You get them like the ones that come on here. They try to, they suffer from judgmental poverty, but they like the sound of their own voices. They would face another black person and start meaningless argument and start typing nonsense away. It proves my point. You understand me? It's in their DNA. They pull out their daggers. They're trying to fight Phrankleen, right? Zoom out and look at the bigger picture of what the wider context of things, what the black community is dealing with. Don't be tunnel visions, don't be narrow-minded and think I am your problem. I've said this, I am not your problem. Cut the crap, zoom out and look for a moment what the black community is dealing with. But Nigbo, Because even you yourself, those ones that are quick to type nonsense, right? It shows that you ain't got nothing to offer the black community. You would turn to your own kind, who is talking about the prevalent problems, and then you start fighting. Do you understand what I'm saying? Number two, our ongoing lack of unity, if continued, would lead to a total collapse of our race. Now, our ongoing lack of unity means we are constantly, every day, failing to build together economically. We are constantly failing to build together as a community, as a unit, as a group of people. So what I mean is, we know our history. We know the history, age-old centuries of oppression, racism, discrimination, whatever you want to call it, up until date, yeah? We know all these things. So if we just carry on doing the talking and we don't recalibrate ourselves, and we really don't come together to a drawing board and start building together. Bear in mind, our counterparts in the Indian community, our counterparts in the white community, our counterparts in the Asian community, in the Chinese community, day in, day out, they are building, they are progressing. If we just carry on with these mantle of disunity, it's my reasonable submission that eventually, it may not be in my lifetime, but it will eventually lead to a total collapse of the black race. Believe me, the long-term agenda is to be able to move Africans to a tight corner, particularly on the continent, motherland Africa, and for one world governance to be able to take total control of that land, of that continent, sorry, our lands, and be absolutely roll out slavery 2.0 that we may never as a continent be able to recover from. They will make it a permanent, centuries to come reality. So if we remain disorganized, if we remain disjointed, I'm afraid in not so long from now, it more than likely will exceed my length of time on this planet. It will lead to a total collapse of the black race. Total collapse means it pretty much speeds up, helps the agenda of other races that are anti-black, if you understand what I'm saying. Bullet point number 3, until we develop a strong, unified political influence that poses a threat to others, we will never be respected. I'll say that again. Until we develop a strong, unified political influence that poses a threat to others, we will never be respected. Take, for example, here in the UK, you get small bites of people, apart from people on platforms and all that. Name one strong black political unit that we have here, however small, that we can point and say, these group of fully functioning political movement are shaking the UK government to their core, or challenging the thought process of people around us. There isn't. Now, here's the thing. What I discovered is, most of the black folks that move up in ranks in terms of the social ladder and career ladder, one of the deadliest things that they do to the other members of the black community that are at the bottom, still at the bottom end of the spectrum, like when you see athletes, black actors and actresses, and people that appear to have made it, right, and have moved up, particularly from a young person's point of view, when you look at them and they look promising, right, virtually all of them have sold out. They've fraternized. They've crossed that line to the other side, whereby the only thing you can align with is the shade of their skin that looks similar to yours. But in terms of integrity, they're gone. What you're looking at is just the outer covering now. It's just the words that come out of their mouth. They've been bought over in exchange for career climb, in exchange for social climb. And even if you look in the States, America, which is a lot bigger environment, it's the same. Most of the black folks that have made it up in ranks, they're gone. And it's a deeply rooted strategy designed to carry on weakening the black race so that certain people can carry on with global dominance. But that's why, like I said, when you look here when you look here in the UK, there isn't. You may find vocal individuals online, on Twitter. Oh, that woman. Oh, she's a woman of color. Thank you, brain drain. Oh, this woman of color. The same brain drain. Thank you, Sigmos. Brain drain is the same thing happening to motherland Africa. The best of the best in the black community, the best females, the best doctors, the best lawyers, the best engineers, the best athletes. They suck them once they take over of their integrity. They fraternize and cross to the other side. It's done. It's just done. You understand me? Virtually all the black elites, the successful black folks, they're gone. You understand? They're gone. Both male and female. And that's why. So what they do as well is the ones that they prop up, that you see in your movies, that you see around, the ones that they prop up, they're automatically conditioned to be gatekeepers, to bring in more. You look at them in the front end, it looks like they have a glorious career. They have great net worth, financially speaking. A lot of people don't understand that there is more than meets the eye. And in terms of fraternizing, it also have to do with being tampered with spiritually. Because the one that sucks you into their own underneath their own umbrella now, or their own network, they dictate the rest of your life from that point. And you must do as you're told. The point I'm making is these Wiccans, the black community even more. These Wiccans, the black community even more. There is no black political influence. There isn't. There's no black political influence. We are literally out there butt naked, figuratively speaking. There's no black political influence. There is none. None. Name them. I'll wait. This is why when I talk about those black folks, because you have a 9-to-5 job, they're paying you £400, £500, £600 a day, whatever, as a contractor. You get a bit of coins in your bank account. You think you've arrived because you live in Kent. I say that figuratively. Let me clarify. I'm not attacking anybody for living in Kent, but you can understand for the smart people, right? That's where I come from. Because those black people, they are very, very myopic and they are very selfish. They don't care about the wider context of the black community. As long as I have money in my back pocket, as long as I'm good, they're very selfish. Do you understand? They don't care. We're not prepared to even Francis, thank you, man. Thank you for the super chat. They're not prepared to even pull up the next person. They're not prepared. And this will be the demise. It may, like I said, it may not be in my lifetime. These will be the demise of the black race. Trust me. The oppressors are waiting. They know the Negro, most Negroes have it in them. They are bloody sellouts. They are sellouts. I speak for myself. I don't know who you are. I'm just speaking. I have my notes here, man. This is not aimed at anybody personally. So, but if you find yourself in there somewhere, hopefully it challenges somebody's thought process, man. The problem amongst ourselves, why do you do to mama? When black people be talking aggressively. Ask them to play the game of unity. They're not prepared. Afibiekbi. We love within ourselves the game of oppression, flexing, showing off, the game of materialism. Let me show you my Range Rover. Let me flex on you with my Gucci's and Armani's and my Ferragamo's. Hey man, you see my Rolex? Hey man, you see my Rolex? You see my Ferragamo? You see my Armani? Hey, I'm popping. Hey, I got this much. Hey, I've got that much. Hey, I live in a 10-bedroom house in Essex now. Oh, my son is an only black boy in class. You dig? I'm balling hard. We are at the pinnacle of materialism, oppression. What am I wearing? What are you not wearing? Oh, I'm able to take my family to Disneyland. Oh, you can't afford it. Oh, see how big my house is. That's what we are focused on, man. That's why the oppressors, they understand the psychology of the Negro, right? They dangle a tiny bit of carrot in front of the Negro. That one black person, one small carrot. It's a figure of speech. That carrot may represent a sudden promotion at work. They put you in a place of they play the game of illusion of inclusion with us. So they sell you the package of illusion. They give you that package to see if you're in a powerful position now. Hey, right. So every Negro that walks through that door, you keep an eye on them now, all right? Make sure that they do not come through us. Thank you, master. You're driving an Audi Q7 now. You got to be on money in your back pocket. You think you've arrived. Give some of these black folks, what do you call it, man? Oh yeah, I'm rubbing shoulders with the local MPs. I'm going into such and such. I'm having afternoon lunch or whatever in the Queen's Buckingham Palace, and they think they've arrived. They love validation from their oppressors. Some of our people will proudly appoint themselves as gatekeepers so that they can move up in ranks, so that they can be recognized. Black folks that love the subjugation of other black folks so they can thrive. How do you think they invaded Africa? How do you think they were able to spread their wings across the motherland Africa if there were no black enablers? I'm just saying. Bullet point number 4. Disunity fuels the substandard living and treatment, which has become a reality for many, and we have come to adjust and accept this. You understand? I'll say that again. Disunity fuels the substandard living and treatment, which has become a reality for many, and we have come to adjust and accept. So what do I mean? When we have ongoing disunity amongst ourselves, right? It fuels the substandard living and treatment. So look at life in the diaspora, like in the US and the UK and other parts of the world where you find black folks. We're disjointed, we're disunited amongst ourselves. So the oppressors, it's very, very easy for them to create laws to subjugate us on a daily basis. Laws that they use to run deprivation frauds against us, suppression frauds against us, to ruin and sabotage and attack our children through the mainstream, the school system, from the schooling system to the prison system. We're disunited because we can't work together. It's very easy for them to target our children. It's very easy for them to target black women within the health system and treat them like doormats. Even when they need the treatment the most, when they're heavily pregnant, they're going through medical complication, they shunt them to the side. Who's going to fight for the black woman? We talk about how black men have been unfairly targeted, this and this and this. The only way for us, right, to be able to at least to say we can, to be able to stop the cycle of being unfairly targeted as black men is if we get united. Come on social media. Go on popular social media platforms. On Instagram, on Telegram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Black folks be the first set of people that'll be laughing at you. People that don't even know you, they wouldn't even stop in their tracks to hear your story. They already make a conclusion. Oh, look at this guy. I don't really like his face. Just because somebody made, Phrankleen, I'm talking hypothetically now, because in 2021, Phrankleen made a video addressing single moms. So let's say you wake up tomorrow morning and Phrankleen is being unfairly targeted by London Metropolitan Police. Phrankleen is crying out for help. Like, hey man, my safety is under threat here. Black folks, if you can hear me, help me out. There is some black folks out there because of they're so pained. Who I don't like what he said in a particular live stream. I don't really like that guy. Yeah, hope they kill him. I hope the white policeman, I hope they jail him because I don't like his YouTube channel. Would you like us to say the same? If you wake up in a few years' time, and if your son, your brother, your husband was in the same situation, would you like us to say the same thing? You see how that feels? Black folks, man, will spit venom. The horns come out when it comes to watching ourselves get destroyed. I see this all the time. There is no empathy. There's no compassion. Take for example, this gentleman that died recently, right? Called Kevin Samuels. Thank you, H. Many. Kevin Samuels, an African-American brother, that call out, women and men, about what he believes to be their terrible reasoning about relationships, the type of men they want, and things like that. Regardless, he's a content creator. In the worst case scenario, if Kevin Samuels is not your cup of tea or the type of content, you can just move on and forget about the brother, leave him alone. The guy died. I don't know him, just like millions of people don't know him on the personal level. I saw particularly black women rejoicing online that he died. And man, all because you were so pained about someone's, just opinion and views. You're so happy that, he's been purged out of the universe. All sorts of nastiness. Some even went as far as insulting his mother. Oh, there was a lady that said, she wishes, she wishes his mom would have died along with him because she brought him into existence. Wow. Wow. This is the behavior of a lot of us. Thank you, Nubian Queen. We never have same energy towards our oppressors. Thank you. That's precisely what I've been saying on my channel. You see the black folks that come on my channel that run their mouth like a bathroom tap and have a lot of nastiness to say, all right? Some of them are here tonight, a couple of them actually. If this was a channel owned by someone with a white face, they wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare. Because their inferiority complex will get automatically activated as soon as they see a white person. They wouldn't even dare to come in the comment section to be disruptive. Want be on that. Because why? Their master is talking. But if it be their own kind, you get the gist, right? Moving on. So that's why, like I said, the substandard, that's why if you look at life in the diaspora, we have no political powers. We have no political powers. We have no union. We have no togetherness. You understand? That's why the people, I say, we are tolerated in these environments. That's why they can make laws. They can do as they want. They can push us into a tight corner. They can subjugate us. They can get away with all sorts because they know for a start that black folks are not united. If we start a movement tomorrow and it's about black excellence, this is not to dissuade, but hopefully to challenge the thought process of people. If we start a movement tomorrow and it's about black excellence and it's about moving forward, progress, doing well, and it's about 20 of us, and when we start pushing, 20 becomes 40, 40 becomes 100, 100 becomes 200. In 3, 2, 1, the oppressors in the society would instantaneously infiltrate that gathering using people that look like you and I. They will penetrate the core of everything. Look at Malcolm X. Thank you, Prince. It's our behavior. They will pay a selected number of black folks peanuts. Keep your ears on ground. Where does he go? Who is he sleeping with? Which bank account are they paying money to? Who is doing what? What meetings? Who is calling what? Get me this phone number. What are they doing what? Who is that guy? Who is paying for that flight ticket? Which hotel are they staying? Who is talking to who? Who is funding this? They will provide everything to their oppressors. When Black Lives Matter movement started in America, when it started at first, it was intended to be a very powerful movement. Black Lives Matter, just like the name says on the tin. In 3, 2, 1, it got hijacked. It's always been like that. We are the enablers. When you say Black Lives Matter, you don't need to ask what that means. It means Black Lives Matter. It doesn't necessarily mean, actually, it doesn't necessarily mean anti-white. Black Lives Matter. I'm pro-black. We want black excellence. We want the best for us. It be our own kind that work internally to destroy it, to ensure that it gets infiltrated. Recently, there was something going on in the US about some building that was bought for like $6 million. Some people misusing funds and everything gone sideways. You understand? Now, solutions. Let's talk about solutions, right? Let's talk about solutions. I've got 4 bullet points here. Number 1, acknowledgement of disunity amongst black folks. And there are plenty, unfortunately, there are plenty of black folks out there who still operate in denial. If we refuse to acknowledge that we've got a problem, how do we even get to fix that problem? Acknowledgement of disunity within the black folks is the first step if we have to move forward. Unfortunately, there are some of them on here, there are plenty of black folks who are not prepared to acknowledge because they are sellouts. In fact, that's why I posted something on my community page the other day and on Instagram. There are plenty of black folks out there. They're not interested in seeing, white supremacy come to an end. No. They're just trying to figure out a way within the white supremacy network on how they would survive, how they would eat, how they would cater to their own selfish interests. What I'm saying in a nutshell is there are plenty of black folks, they may not say it, but through their behavior, what they are really after is their own selfish interest. So those people are the ones that by default setting, they are readily available to be weaponized against the rest of the black community. They are the sellouts by programming. They're not interested in fighting against oppression, stopping discrimination. No. They're not interested in that. They are interested in, within all of that subjugation that's going on, what can I get for myself? How do I align with the oppressors and cater for my own selves? We live among these people. So acknowledgement of disunity is 1. Number 2, development of strategies to help benefit the black community. And when I say development of strategies, it takes me back to, I'm talking of economic strategies and political strategies. If we have no standing economically, there is no way for us to go forward. If we have no strategy politically, and when I say politically, we are non-existent. Who are the people fighting for black folks? And I mean, when I say fighting, I mean legitimately, like true, genuine warriors. A lot of them are actors. They've been paid. They're just acting out the daily script of the oppressors. We need political representatives that can help to push laws that will favor the average black person. If we don't have political, representatives, there's no way forward. Representations, laws that favor us, there's no way forward. All right? Number 3, we need to get rid of European and materialistic values. Some of the black folks that I see when they come here and they try to get argumentative, They are Europeanized. They're Westernized. We need to get rid of European and particularly materialistic values. Most black people are psychologically damaged with the materialistic mindset and values, like I said. The European mindset. You don't even know that you're doing it. They look through, they assess everything by looking at everything through the binoculars of the European reasoning. There's nothing African about their thought process. It's the programming. You were born into the matrix, and you don't even know that you are basically just being tossed around in the matrix. Mentally, you're within the matrix. Until we flush out Europeanized mindset, we can't go forward because we're not Europeans. Well, you may be a European by document or in terms of immigration status, but you know exactly what I'm saying. You're not a European. The westernized mindset is killing us. This is why I say, whilst I understand why a ton of us have to come abroad and all that, one of the very hefty and dangerous prices that we have to pay. You can't eat your cake and have it. When you're in the West and you have a bunch of children in the West, see, I don't care if your son or your daughter end up working for IBM or whatever. You know, I wish them all the success. But the truth is, you can't have it both ways. They would develop Europeanized mindset. We falsely call that civilization. It's not. Civilization actually started from Africa. There's a lot of us, our folks that live in the West, and these are people struggling with their identity. They have no identity because they've been Europeanized. EU by document. Your offsprings, your seeds, right? As somebody said, I don't agree. You don't have to agree. I'll make my submission. You are within your fundamental human right to disagree. Backwardness. They don't like to see you shine. They don't want to see you prosper. You understand? I was talking about African spirituality. I'm a proud practitioner of IFA. I'm a work in progress. I'm an initiate. And it opened my eyes to a lot of things, man. In fact, if there is any regret that I have in this present day and time, it's I wish I had discovered IFA so many years ago. There is nothing about the human life that IFA cannot uncover. Did you hear what I said? There's absolutely nothing about the human race, human life. IFA helps with divination on anything. Akosejaye, predestination checks. And I mean anything. If I want to make a trip tomorrow morning and I carry out divination tonight and there is imminent danger, IFA would tell me, do not make that trip. In fact, stay indoors Monday till Wednesday. Yes, sir. You may wake up on Wednesday and then there's a bus route that you normally take. There's a ghastly accident that's killed 5 people. You could have been in that route during that time frame because we are spirits. I keep telling you, we are spirits. Don't look at the bones covered in flesh. This is the universe. We're controlled by energies. Ifa never fails, man. It's changed my life. Like I said, the only thing that this is what I'm saying. I'm going to share this post on my community page tomorrow morning. Go and check it on my community page, on my YouTube page, the community side, yeah? Why folks, they thoroughly thoroughly understand African spirituality. That's why they have to steer you away from it. They use African spirituality behind closed doors. They venerate the energy of wealth. Ajay, in the central part of London, central London, Victoria area, there is Ajay House that they venerate in a park. Two of it, twin Ajay houses. They have it in the park. You think they don't know? You're joking. They thoroughly understand it. They know. Do people give sacrifices to Ifa? Ifa divination might recommend sacrifices, appeasement, if need be. Ifa is powerful. African spirituality is powerful. You can look into the future of what you're doing right now. Imagine you want to go into a business. Give me a second. My light is about to fall. That was my light about to fall. African spirituality is the way forward, man. It's who we are. But anyway, I hope somebody has picked something from this tonight. It's who we are. It's the way forward. You can't go wrong with it. You cannot go wrong. They know, and that's why they don't want to give us back our artifacts in the museums. I say this to people. Why do you think they hold on tight to all the artifacts that were stolen from Africa? Why do you think they hold on to them? Why do you think they hold on to them? Especially the ones that were stolen from 15th centuries, between the 15th and the 19th century. Why do you think? Oh, you think they just held on to them because they loved them? Thank you. They are spiritual artifacts. They understand. When they said, oh, they were giving back the Benin bronze and stuff, I suspect they gave back the replicas. They're not stupid. Akbar Ambel. So anyways, there are plenty. I can proudly sit here tonight. I can proudly tell you guys before I go. I can proudly tell you. Valentine is a Valentine. I'll get in touch with you. I can proudly tell you that hundreds of people have gone through me. Hundreds of people have gone through me for IFA divination. And I have been that guy that's been absolutely able. I'm proud of myself. This is not self-aggrandizement, but I have been able to help hundreds of people within the past weeks, hundreds of people, to be able to uncover what's affecting them. You don't have an idea what I'm talking about, man. You understand? I've been able to help so many people. A typical African person, you're like a human being walking around with a barcode. What do I mean by that barcode? A lot of black folks are walking around with dormant energies. The barcode represents the Oduifa that brought you to human existence. The energies are amazing. Oshun, so many Ifa priestesses, Ifa priests, so many agricultural experts, engineers that are busy washing the butt cheeks of elderly people in England. spent 19 years doing the same. Lives wasting away. People being suppressed by evil energies within families. Working as a Valentine, I've responded to you. I said I'll respond to you. There's no point typing that message 6 times. There is no point. I responded to you already. Okay? There is something going on universally. The people with activated third eye, they can see the energy controlling the black race. We are very powerful. So the need for Africans to remain dormant, suppressed, politically, economically, financially, particularly spiritually. They need for you not to discover your true self. They need it. In the past few weeks, by helping hundreds of people with IFA Divination checks, Akosejaye, and all sorts, these are people that would never have been able to uncover these problems. Some of these people have, again, speaking of black gatekeepers, unfortunately, some of them exist in African spirituality. I've talked about it. People have even tried other people in the past. And because a lot of these priests, I've talked about this, I digress briefly, are in cahoots with some of these people, energies that fly, that fly the clouds, if you understand. They will see your problem. They would understand that it will be some dodgy energies from your mother's side or your father's side that are affecting your progress in life. That's why you live in the US for 27 years. And they are there blocking you. They are there subjugating you. They are there oppressing you. Those dodgy Ifa priests would see it, but they wouldn't remove the problems because they are in bed with those dodgy energies. It's be the honest ones that will help you with appeasement and turn your lives around. Within the past few weeks, I've seen people that have said they've seen changes, immediate changes. It's very easy for the pathway of a man or woman to be distorted and an artificial pathway gets created for you. And you waste time. You're in England, in the US, you're washing the butt cheeks of some elderly white folks when you should be in Africa living like a god. When you should be the one building business empires, employing generations, having multitude of people on your payroll, and you're somewhere working as a security guard. You've married the wrong woman, sleeping with the wrong energy, and vice versa, right? Unless we go back to African spirituality. I was having this conversation with my woman the other day. Unless we go back, that's the only way you can activate, you can gain an insight to who you really are. Tanya, what did you come to this universe for? What was the universe called you to do in this dispensation? When we ask you to come and do your predestination checks, Akosejaye, Kilorinyo Ewa Shelaye, what were you called to do? Somebody was saying it, today to me on Instagram. Oh, if people get the chance, um, if people get the chance to travel to the UK, I would advise them to go. That's one of the core problems that we have. That's why the brain drain cycle is almost automated that the oppressors have put in place. You know why? I'm not going to lie to you. If you line up 1,000 Nigerians tonight and you say, ta-da, here is UK visa. Woo! I suspect that almost 1,000 of them would jump on the plane straight. Let's go to England. Woohoo! But there is something called your Ori. There is something called the universe. Does these energy align with this environment? Are you meant to be in Germany? Are you meant to be in Spain? Are you meant to be in the UK? Okay, you are in the UK. Are you in the right pathway? Do you understand? Once you become conscious and gain knowledge of self, you will learn to love yourself and see things for what they really are. Thank you, Clarissa. More and more, even African American brothers and sisters are moving to the motherland. That's why I keep banging on about this. In the bottom end of the spectrum in this society, there are too many of our people who are financially weak and non-existent. They're just in that roller coaster of daily survival jobs, paying bills, 10, 15, 18 years abroad, 22 years, 27 years, nothing to show. There is more than meets the eye. I'm tying this to everything that I've talked about, man. Imagine you are a parent. You lack fulfillment. You are in an environment where you're just struggling to survive. And then you have a bunch of children. You bring them into human existence. See, there is more to life than, hey, daddy, oh, mommy, oh, daddy, I need new pair of trainers. The thing is, you really have nothing to offer those children. Because if you're not enjoying fulfillment, how can you enable your children or put them in the pathway of fulfillment? If you don't even know what you were called to do in this dispensation, you're dealing with disrupted and suppressed energy. How can you ensure that your offsprings enjoy fulfillment? I don't care how much you love your children. You cannot give what you don't have. How can you give a good life to your own children? Anyway, that's me done. Thank you for watching. My brother, thank you for taking a good effort to talk to people you've done. Good job, thank you, sister from Igbo land. Bukwenu. This is the story of so many people. I'm proud, man, to be an emancipator. Through IFA, I've helped so many people in the last couple of months. I'm proud of myself, man. Through divination, I read some people's divination outcomes, and I'm like, yes, sir. Go ahead and be great. People that they would normally not have a clue who to turn to. You know, I'm proud of myself. Hey, man, if you didn't like the fact that I went a little crazy earlier, I had to, man. Too many crazy people about, man. But I had to give it to them. Rita, I see you, my sister. Hey, if you are there, you're waiting for your divination outcomes, I'll get back to you this week, I promise. Just be a little bit patient, all right? I'm dealing with a truckload of things, but I'll get in touch with you, man. I love you, my people. And yeah, everything that I'm doing, I have my own cross to bear. I have my own life to live too. I'm not an epitome of knowledge, but I was called into this dispensation to be an emancipator. I will do that job till my dying day, all right? Nobody can stop me. And I'm just getting started, okay? Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for the super chat. Jerry, Apple, Rita, and everybody. Michael, smash the like button if you haven't follow me on Instagram at Phrankleen, the same name as this channel. And yeah, if you want to chat to me via email, foodchannel1960@gmail.com in the description below. I hope I get to travel Nigeria for the divination. You're right, Frank. Well done. United we stand, divided we fall. Yeah, to black excellence, to forwardness, to progress, to success, to longevity. Once again, to black excellence. Good night. Black excellence. Thank you. Peace.